wearing these sunglasses. Sorry, I didn't want to get blinded by all the star power in this room. I mean, seriously, it's awesome to be part of a group of such funny, talented people. I'm really excited. So, so I would like to talk a little bit about my father. I do love him a lot. One thing the thing about my dad is that he makes really interesting choices that I would never make for myself, especially if I were in his position in society. By that I mean black and a man. He just sort of conducts himself sometimes, and I think this is a really beautiful thing. Maybe dangerous. He just conducts himself in a way where he just totally believes he's outside of like racism. For example, sometimes he'll drink like at noon on like a Monday, like an Arizona iced tea out of a brown paper bag in a public park. And I'll be like walking by the park and I'll be like, who's that homeless? Oh, that's my dad. That's my dad. So something I've been thinking about a lot recently is this concept I call hate crushing. And so the way I conceptualize this is like, have you ever seen someone, I don't know, at like the local coffee shop? And you look at them and you think, ugh, your face is bad and I want to hate you. But you don't have a reason to yet. So like a hate crush is like, ooh, I wanna hate you, but like cut in front of me in line right now so I can, right? Let me tweet about this. So another thing I want to talk about is how I would do pretty much anything for attention. An example of this is that I was very suspicious that I had a yeast infection earlier this semester. Can I say that on the radio? And I still agreed to show my cervix to the entire sex ed class just because attention, right? I don't know if you guys remember when that girl, Giovanna Plowman, slurped her tampon. That was a big thing on Twitter, Facebook. I don't know. How long have you guys been on the internet? She slurped her tampon, and people were like, oh, that's so gross. But, like, really, I felt for her because if I had a better camcorder, like, it would have been me. It would have been me. So another thing I would like to talk about is I grew up in Philadelphia, the last great American city, and I took the trolley to school every day. It's very quaint. And this next part isn't funny. It's just informative. I like to mix things up. So many cities in America don't actually have intact trolley lines because the Ford company bought up and dismantled all of the trolley lines, and that is actually called in order to sell cars, and that's called the Great American Streetcar Scandal. You can learn more about it in the film Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Okay, this next part, don't laugh. This next part is the funny part. So one thing I noticed about public transportation and growing up in the city, again, this is one for city slickers, if you're from the suburbs, put your fingers in your ears, is that you know how long someone's been living in a city by the ease with which they dismount their method of public transportation. For example, the trolley's motion sensor. You have to step on the step to open it, and if someone's not from the city, there's just like a hesitation where they're standing on one foot and they're like floating in ignorance. And then they get off, or I yell, "You have to step down," because I'm a good Samaritan. But then also, so the ease with which they dismount public transportation, directly proportional to how long they've lived in the city, directly proportional to how comfortable they are around black people. Also, this is just for my own personal growth. I've been pretending to know what the word zeitgeist means for like 2 years now. So if someone after this could clue me in, this is not a joke, if someone after this could clue me in, that would be really cool.